All right, y'all, welcome back. So today we're gonna try to get this pile of junk running. I have not used this boat in probably going on like 3 years now. Oop, lens is a little dirty. So if you guys don't know, because I know a lot of you guys are new here at this point, it's either a 1998 or a 1997. The motor's one and the boat's the other year, whatever, I don't remember. It's a Tracker Super Guide V14 with a side console for steering. So it's a 14-foot boat. It's got a 25 horsepower two-stroke on it. Yeah, it's just been sitting. I have not used it. Don't ask me why. I'm kind of an idiot sometimes, but it is not running, obviously. Probably a month or so ago, I tried to start it. It obviously wouldn't start. Old gas. It's carbureted, so today we need to clean the carb. This gas tank is also full of junk, if I remember, so we probably need to like hose this thing out first so that it can dry out. Yeah, pretty nasty looking in there. So we'll do that, and then we'll pop this motor cover off and we'll try to get the thing going. I don't know. I've got carb cleaner, starting fluid. I picked up fresh gas. I have oil for that thing so we can do the mix, because you have to mix oil and gas together since it's a two-stroke. But I guess another little update of everything else we've got going on. The truck, that's Greg's bike. If you guys didn't watch the motorcycle video, that's his junk. He'll need to come pick that thing up. But you'll probably see him before the end of the video, and I think he's gonna bring my dirt bike out to me, because he's gonna bring me his other mower, because my mower is broken and I had to take that thing in, and it's gonna take like a month to get that fixed. The truck is still not running because the rear brake cylinder on this wheel is blown out. And instead of just fixing that, I ordered a set of 456 gears. So we're gonna go to 370, from 373s to 456s. And I also picked up an Eaton Detroit True Track locker for the rear. It does have the factory G80 locker in it, but 27,000 miles on it. Decided it was time to replace that thing. So that should be here tomorrow. So hopefully within the next couple of weeks, we can get that thing back on the road. Van's doing good. Bike is doing good. This one, when we got back from the motorcycle trip, this bolt had fallen out down here. And that actually fell out while we were out riding one day, and I like heard something ting ting, but I didn't know what it was, and I kind of looked around and I never found what it was. Oh, crop duster. Check that guy out. That's the first time I've seen one fly that close. Anyways, distraction. And then when we got back from the trip, this thing was all flopping around because that holds the fairing on, and the light was all dangling. But luckily I had old spacers and extra bolts for that. This thing did not come with a fairing on it. It came with a windshield. It also didn't come with these lights on it. I put the auxiliary lights on this thing, but got that all fixed up and went for a ride. I did pick up a new helmet, if you guys watched that video. So I've already ridden that thing since then. This junk runs, but I still haven't fixed the exhaust on this thing. The tab in here is broke. It's just wired on right now. I am supposed to go see my wizard tomorrow, and he's gonna weld that tab back together. I don't feel comfortable welding the exhaust. I don't have gas on my welder, which we need to do all that stuff. But does this thing start? Check it out. Key on. Should be in neutral, let's hope anyways. It's got a little pull start here that goes directly to the starter. Bam! Nice and loud. Shut that guy off. We'll get this thing out soon, because yeah, I'm gonna get that thing fixed tomorrow. But that's about it for an update on everything else. I guess let's get this gas tank on the boat rinsed out so that thing can dry in the sun. And while we're doing that, probably plug in the battery. I do have the keys on me. Let's see if this thing will even crank over at this point. Key in, run. No, battery is completely dead now. When I tried to start it like a month or so ago, the battery actually had juice, but it does not now. So anyways, we'll get the battery on the charger, gas tank rinsed out, and then we've got to pull the carb off. I know nothing about carbs, but we'll figure it out. Just is what it is. Hopefully, hopefully this will dry out. All right, that's sitting in the sun to dry. Did not get as much junk out of it as I would have liked to, but I think a lot of it is just like oil that sat in the bottom of that thing. All right, now where's my battery tender at? My garage is so full of junk still. I need to get this all organized. Yeah, this is not stoked on all that nonsense, but here we go. Battery tender. Battery is charging. I'm gonna probably have to put new batteries in this thing just because they're so old. They're probably 4 years old, 5 years old at this point. But if we can get the battery charged up enough, at least we can use it to start this thing and make sure it's running. I'd really rather not have to take this into a shop somewhere, but all right, we can get to the motor. Now, when I bought this thing, the one thing I said was I didn't want a two-stroke, but the deal on this thing was so good, and I bought it during the whole virus period, and there's like moths in here, and pretty much couldn't pass up the deal on this thing, so it's just what we ended up with. And you know, it runs fine. It's a pretty clean motor for being so old, but it is pretty nasty. I think I already dumped this fuel thing out. Yeah, that's looking pretty nasty. We might rinse that out too, but that looks good. I guess. Yeah, I truly have no idea what I am doing with carbureted stuff. We may be able to we're just gonna have to pull this off probably and start cleaning stuff out. And I had posted some stories on my Instagram of pulling this thing out of the trees over there, and it was absolutely full of junk. And I got it all cleaned out, vacuumed out, and then it rained. It poured rain that night, and I had the boat level. The plug wasn't in it. The boat was sitting level, and it just completely filled up with water, dude. I bet I let this thing drain for half an hour, dude. It was dumb. Eventually, once I get all that pile of junk in the garage cleaned up, we'll stick it inside, but it's just not going to happen yet. How am I supposed to even access these bolts? I don't know if I've even got a wrench small enough for this. I'm sure some of you older, or I guess it doesn't even need to be old, I'm sure some of you are like screaming through your screen right now, but I had an old Harley that was carbed, but I used the thing often enough that it didn't matter. My first Sportster that I had was carbureted. Well, maybe we just try to pull this sucker off first. I mean, this stuff doesn't look terrible. Carb cleaner. We're learning together. I've had somebody ask me, like when I'm doing woodwork, how I learned to do all this stuff. My response was, failure is your best teacher. Sometimes you just gotta dig into it, not knowing what you're doing, and that will teach you how to do it. You know? Yeah. Something just fall out of there. Zip tie. Bam, bam, bam. And we'll take all this stuff off we'll take these things out, spray them out, because this one looks like it's leaking pretty good. One of these things that sprays gas. I don't know. Don't know how any of this works, to be completely honest with you guys. But we're just gonna take this junk part, clean it out as best we can. All right, I grabbed a pan that I had. We'll take this apart on this thing, just so I don't lose anything. Hopefully we don't lose anything. Of course, I'm gonna need stuff out of there. Maybe one of these will work. And when you're doing this stuff, it is kind of, you know, even if you're not a YouTuber or whatever, it is kind of beneficial to film what you're doing or take pictures of everything. And that way you can remember how everything goes back together. Yeah, like none of this stuff looks terrible. Just spray all the holes out with carb cleaner. This thing will still need to come off, but... Oh, did I just lose I think I just lost something. I think I just lost like a little ball bearing that was in there. Shit. I did, but I found it. That would have been detrimental to our experience. Oh man, that would have sucked. I really feel like we've kind of done everything we can. Yeah, I'm gonna reassemble this. We'll see if we can get this thing going. All right, y'all, carb is back on. Everything is reassembled there. And I grabbed the gas tank to make sure it was dry, and I thought to myself, oh well, I'll take out the fuel pickup. And this thing is so crusty, and this line goes down to the bottom of the tank, and that just broke in half, dude. This thing is so nasty. This was all like, this is rusted. I've tried cleaning it. There's gunk inside of it. So, and it's basically like dang near clogged up. You can barely see through that screen. So the smartest thing is going to be to get a new gas tank. And I looked, and it looks like our local Walmart has gas tanks in stock for boats. So let's head to Walmart and see if we can find a gas tank. Well, there we go. 60 doll hairs, but that'll work. Problem is I need, do they have the, I don't know if they have fuel lines. Oh yeah, they do. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out what I need for this to plug into the tank. The other one is fine. I can just cut it and do whatever, but probably this guy. All right, well, this is like what's on there. I don't feel like it has to be that to connect to the tank, but that's the type of fitting that's on the current line. I feel like this will work just fine, so I'm gonna buy both of them. That way I can try this one since it's cheaper, and if it doesn't work, I'll put the other one on and I can bring one of them back either way. So, and I should just buy a boat cover, but I don't want to, because this is going to be enough money for today. And obviously I'm going to need batteries, new batteries, but I want to get this thing started before I go spend $200 something on batteries at this point. We can do that tomorrow if we get it started, not a big deal, but all right. Get this paid for and probably find something to eat because I haven't eaten anything today and I'm feeling a little hungry. All right, I didn't bring a tripod or anything with me, but we grabbed a Reuben. I've got Liquid Death Blueberry Buzzsaw and Doritos Loaded Taco. That's gonna be my lunch today. Got to get back in time for old Greg to drop that mower off. Haven't had a Reuben in a minute. Of course, it's not exactly the freshest thing in the world, but when I had the sauerkraut and I said it was the first time, I didn't realize that there's sauerkraut on Reubens. So I had had it before, but it was good. These are good too. Well, for those of y'all that watched the last video where I said that I was going to put ads in the previous videos as the new one comes out, put mid-video ads, a lot of you thought like I was quitting or something was wrong because of the way the video was. Like, I didn't at all mean it to be like clickbait. Like, it was, you know, I've stood on that no ads for so long that it's a big deal for me to do that. So I gotta say thank you guys so much for supporting that decision. Like, I was really worried that everybody was just going to be super mad about it, but a lot of you guys are just saying put the ads in all of them. But I wanted the first one, you know, if you see the video when it comes out, I would love for you all to be able to watch it with no commercials in between the video. You know, you don't go to a movie theater and see commercials when the movie's playing, but when you watch it at home you get commercials. So it's kind of like that. If you watch it when it comes out, you don't get the commercials. And then, you know, if you want to go back and watch it a couple months later or 2 years later or whatever, you'll get a couple extra ads in there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your support on that decision. That was a tough one for me. I know it sounds kind of silly, but you know, it's a big deal to me. I'm gonna shove this all down my throat and I'll see you guys back at the house. All right, we're back. Of course, the sun is on this side of the house now, so it's 1,000,000 degrees over here. But get rid of this old junk, crusty nastiness. It's probably a good idea that we just bought a new one no matter what, since that tank was so full of trash. More trash. Yeah, I'd like to just use this fitting, and I don't particularly see any reason that it like needs to be this fitting, because they've all, I feel like, or wait, this is the fitting I'd like to use, because it's the same kind of check valve. I'm gonna try the cheaper one first so I can get my money back. I do have some thread tape. It said to use thread tape on it. Of course. The only bummer about this stuff is it's all plastic, you know. They don't make anything out of metal anymore. I was like tripping there for a second. Where did all these screws come from? These are off the old gas tank. Junk. All right. And this is it's a quick connect fitting, just like the other one was. I feel like this should work. I do also have another set of spark plugs from the last time I worked on this thing, so I will probably go ahead and just put fresh plugs in it just to be safe. Now I've just got to be careful like not to thread this thing so far in that it breaks. I shouldn't have left my tools out in the sun. Everything is nice and hot now. That should be good. Yeah, everything out here is like boiling hot. And this fuel line was replaced. Hot, jeez, everything is hot, super hot. I replaced the fuel line shortly after I got the boat, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So basically we're kind of replacing everything we can. The only other piece would have been where that connection goes in, could have been gunked up, but I mean, the old ones aren't terrible looking, but we'll go with a fresh new. Should see if I've got dielectric grease for the connections. Trying to like knock out all the little stuff, just do it all as best I could before we try to start it. I mean, give ourselves the best opportunity to get her running, you know what I mean? Might have been a bit much. All right, we're greased up. I think we just need to mix our gas up. I need to either put a bucket under here full of water. I do have some ears. I'd prefer to do a bucket if possible. And we'll see if she cranks over. I'm sure I'm gonna have to hit it with starting fluid, but all right. Okay, we got exactly 2 gallons of gas. I have this handy dandy mixing thing so you know how much to put in there. Mercury engines are a 50-to-1 mix. So you just fill your oil up to the 2 mark on this thing and then dump it in there and mix it. Should have plenty in here. And whichever government goofball made these stupid gas cans that got rid of just the regular pour nozzle, we all hate you. Gas is in, don't sweat all yourself in there. Oil is in. Close the vent so I can shake this thing up and mix it all together, you know. Probably good. Tank is connected. I didn't have anything appropriate to just put this in, so we're gonna have to use the muffs. Which is fine, I just don't like, I'd rather just have it in a bucket, but it'll be okay. Hopefully nothing has built a nest in the pisser. Starting fluid isn't exactly good for 2-strokes, from my understanding, but I feel like it's going to take some. I don't know. Full prime. In the run position. Just try it without first. Push the choke. Look at that! Come on, you can do it. Give her a little toot of this. I can't believe that thing started like first crank. Now, the big deal is going to be if we can keep it going. Come on. Let me try to give her a little throttle. I'm so stoked with myself. Come on, come on. She doesn't want to stay going though. Hard to do this. Not picking up fuel. Although, I don't know if it's started peeing yet either, which should come out of here. I don't know if it's ran long enough. I think the thermostat has to open. I feel like I need to like rev it up. Doesn't want to idle though. Well, I think the battery's gonna be, I should have just bought a dang battery. One, oh, there is some drippage coming out of here. So it was gonna get ready to pee. I don't know, I didn't see if it did. I'll have to look at the video. But we got it started. I just gotta let that battery sit for a little while again. Or I guess I could put my jump box on it, but the biggest thing is I got to get it to idle, obviously. Well, give me some time to think about what I'm doing, let that battery charge back up a little bit. And I don't know, we got it started, so we're halfway there. We just got to get her to idle. All right, well, I've been fiddling with it a little bit. There's a couple of adjustment screws here. Still can't get it running right, but old Greg showed up with a mower for me to borrow, and look at that pretty old dirt bike he's got left in the back there. Ain't seen that thing in a minute. Hey, that thing looks nice. Did you try to start it at all?
No.
I don't know if that thing will even start. We'll probably try to start it just to see if it'll go, but I got the boat running, but I can't get it to idle. My battery's kind of junk, so you know, I've messed with it for a while and then it won't start, so I've got it on the charger, but I can't get the dang thing to idle up properly. So I have no idea what I'm doing.
It won't idle, like it without being on the gas, or what?
Pretty much, like, yeah, it'll just die.
Does it run on choke?
I haven't.
Is there I'm assuming there's choke.
So there's like a pull to prime thing, but then on the key you push it in to choke to start.
Never worked on a boat motor.
Yeah, me either. Other than like the first time I got this thing running, which I had help with that, and I don't know. But yeah, he's gonna let me borrow this guy while my junk is in the shop, because as you guys can see, my my lawn's looking pretty rough. All right, we're gonna get this thing unloaded. Yeah, a lot of you guys probably haven't seen this thing either. It's a 2023 CRF 110. I think I've only ridden twice.
I think it's got less than 10 hours.
It's less than 10 hours on it. In fact, the dealer I bought it from has already sent me a letter in the mail saying that they'd buy it back. But I've got property now that I can actually ride it. That's why I was at Greg's place, because I had nowhere to ride it. But it's been a minute, so let's see if it'll even crank over. I don't know. I think they have a battery, so the battery might be dead. Oh, it's got a green light on. No.
Battery's dead.
Yeah.
Good thing you got kickstart.
Oh yeah, we do have kickstart. I forgot about kickstart.
That's why it started.
After sitting, it's probably been how long? It's been 2 years?
It's been sitting a long time.
It's been since before my heart attack. I don't think we rode it all that year. So yeah, a couple of years.
It definitely has old gas, a battery that's probably, it might come back to life with the charger.
Not even run.
The tires are pretty low.
Yeah, they are. Huh?
It's all the way down is neutral.
Oh. If you guys could have a pit bike, if you can afford a pit bike, buy one. Even if it's the cheapest. Like, I don't know why I was dumb enough to buy a Honda. I could have bought a, what, Pitster Pro?
That's one, yeah.
A quarter of this, but
I think it all depends on what you're going to do with it.
yeah. Well, I'm glad it still runs. We need taller bars, better suspension, because I'm chubby and these are meant for kids. But yeah, we've got this thing back, so I'm stoked on this. Shut her off.
Fuel injection is nice.
Yeah.
That is definitely it.
Yeah, I'm stoked to have it. Thanks for bringing it back.
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, well, we'll
You
get
got
this.
the balls to ride mine.
I rode yours once. His is like hopped up, but it's not fun to just cruise around on.
No, it's basically a track bike.
Yeah, his is too much. You can just leave this one here.
I will, with a down payment and a monthly payment of $300 a month.
Yeah. Mowers aren't cheap, guys. That's one of the things about living in places like this is you gotta have a fancy mower, or like not fancy, but you need a bigger mower. So I'm not gonna push mow this whole thing with like, you know, a little 14-inch mower. What's the average size? Probably
21, 22.
20. Yeah, it would take me an entire day. And then like I don't have any way to really do any work, so we're looking for a tractor too, which is, yeah, it's overwhelming. You know, I never understood when you moved out there and I was like, why don't you get this done? Why don't you get this done? And all this stuff. You could do this and this and this. And now I'm out here and I'm like,
shit.
yeah, there's just so much to do. Like you don't even know where to start in the morning when you're gonna do stuff like this. It can be overwhelming for sure. But all right, we're gonna get the mower unloaded. He's gonna have to give me a lesson with this thing so I don't cut my leg off, because I've never ran a mower like this. Well, we kind of mowed everything. I mean, it was really long, so it's clumpy, but I've got the hang of that thing. Greg helped me, thankfully, so I didn't have to do it all by myself. But he ran out of gas, and all the gas I had, I put in the boat motor. So he's trying to back his trailer up down my little crappy front driveway, and we got to push this big heavy bastard up onto his trailer, which is not going to be fun. He's much better at backing a trailer than I am, much quicker anyways. Did you put a muffler on that thing, or did the exhaust just fall off of it?
No, the exhaust just rusted off. I've never ran out of gas yet. This is the first.
Oh, that wasn't even on there.
You're supposed to be able to push this somehow.
Maybe we could pick up the dirt bike and dump it in there. Oh, this is gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna suck. I did buy some new ones, yeah. That might be the easiest thing.
That'd probably be the easiest thing.
Let's see what we can do first. Yeah, that ain't gonna work, dude. No. Alright. I'm gonna try a ratchet strap. A couple of geniuses at work. You might just pull it out of there. Well, if you don't find you handsome, she'll at least find you handy. Look at this sick thing. Oh, probably gotta have the keys on, yeah. Chock the wheel again. Can't ride my dang dirt bike. Greg needs my help all the time. What would you do without me? Oh, I love this thing. I'm happy to have this back. I know. I know.
Sitting in the shop.
There we go. We should be able to push her. We did it. Don't say we aren't good for nothing, y'all. Oh, this thing. So we got everything mowed. I got the dirt bike inside. And this thing, I just cannot make it idle. I've messed with everything. From what I've watched some YouTube videos, there's a couple of adjustment screws here and here to do stuff. But I can't get this thing to idle for the life of me. And it's still hard to start. So I think I'm just going to claim defeat on this one, and I'm going to take this into a shop and have the motor serviced. It could probably use the lower unit oil changed. It could probably use a new impeller for the water pump, because I never did any of that since I've had it. So I mean, yeah, like if you guys want to see this thing running and actually me out using this, I probably just need to take it in and get it serviced. Have a professional look at it, you know what I mean? But it's not the end of the video, it's the end of the evening. But in the morning, I'm taking that thing in and we're gonna get that thing fixed. So this is just gonna be all my sad junk kind of video. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. All right. So, good morning, y'all. I got the old junk bike loaded up and I'm off to see the wizard. I've got about an hour drive to get there. This shouldn't take long to just weld that pipe up. But yeah, let's get headed out and see if we can get this thing taken care of. At least we'll have one project finished in this video, let's hope. Look at that beautiful unit. All right, we've made it. Let's get this thing done. Probably just stand in front of that. We should see her showing. And then I picked up one of those new 360 cams.
Yeah, that's pretty neat, huh?
That works really nice for being on a motorcycle. She starts. Whatever you think is going to be best.
Well, I think the best thing is, I think why it failed was because we're a little thin, but I think it might have been just from grinding that weld off too and making it smooth. So I'm wondering if we just leave the
booger on?
Well, give ourselves maybe about a 1/16 of a gap. But if you look at that, it's pretty thin. So I'm thinking maybe we just make it
thicker?
Make it thicker.
So I know a lot of you guys are probably new here. Dwayne's the one that helped me build this back in, the bike's a 2012 Sportster 48, and he did all the major work. Like, he welded the hardtail on, he built the exhaust, which is the second pipe that he built.
Yeah, the other ones were not as cool.
Well, and I flipped the thing and
oh, that's right,
and wrecked it. Yeah, this thing has almost killed me once. Broke my foot.
How many lives?
Yeah. But I was riding like an ass hat.
Who are you working at?
Go get him, Scarlett. Well, we're gonna figure this out, guys. I'll let you know what we get done.
Pilot's license. They told him he couldn't make Gatling guns anymore.
Guess you got to figure out which one's more profitable.
Well, and I think he was going to get in trouble eventually. And there's only so many people you can sell a Gatling gun to, really. But he said he was only building like one a year. That's how much money he was making off of them.
Jeez.
Building Gatling guns. We only had to get so centered because we've got that much metal to grind off.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to find my earplugs.
Safety squints don't work for your ears.
And use copyright music, but you gotta share part of the money, and you gotta pay like monthly to use it.
They give it. So does YouTube give you options for?
There's a huge library of free music, and that's what I use in everything.
Yeah, like elevator music.
Pretty much.
I think the dog likes to watch me do this stuff, and she's like, "What in the?" But I think that dog knows English too. She just doesn't have the tongue for the speaking, you know. Shaking because I got a big audience.
Yeah. What do you think, Scarlett?
I'll leave a link to Dwayne's Instagram, and then yeah, he sells parts, like parts and parts and parts online if you guys need motorcycle parts.
Yeah, everything. If it's for a Harley Davidson made it obsolete.
He'll sell it to you.
What is that? Is that like a brake lathe?
What's that?
Is that a brake lathe?
No, it's a valve grinder.
Oh.
Yep.
And you probably don't see many of those anymore.
No, and I don't even use that anymore for hardly anything. Like my valve seats, I do them with a carbide cutter by hand anymore, and they come out perfect. Well, and you can watch what you're doing and feel it. But I mean, if you got a brand new seat, hit it with the grinder first, though. Get all the, you'd have to see it. Build a motor.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though it's hidden and behind everything, you still want it
It's look good.
kind of half-assed.
Ish. Yeah.
A little bit. You seen these?
Is that diamond blade?
Yeah. Those are.
You're rich.
Uh-huh.
You're rich.
It's about investing in the good things. What do they call that? The boot theory? Buy crappy boots, you're just gonna have to buy more crappy boots.
So you end up paying more over time for the one pair of boots that you could have spent double on?
Yep.
Makes sense.
Buy good boots. Yeah. Buy good boots. Measure. We should be able to leave a little bit of extra on there too. The nice thing about these is they smell. They don't throw off all that dust.
It's way louder, I feel like, than a regular cutting
Way
disc.
louder.
Yeah, holy crap.
Not so much dust.
Probably lasts longer too.
Yeah, a little bit. They cost a little bit more, but like I said, I think they're worth it. I think they're worth it. I'm a cheapskate too. I'm like, if it's more than $2, I don't want to buy it.
I'm the same way 99% of the time.
Like, well, oh no, I had to spend 10. Oh no. It's hot. Hello.
Looks good.
Hello, camera. That's hot.
Yeah, Dwayne was talking about starting a YouTube channel a couple of years ago.
Well, and I've got some videos on there. They're from whatever, how many years ago, but lots of views. But Now what?
Yeah.
Gotta edit it all out of there, Quady. That's really hot. And where did we put our nut? There it is. We dropped our nut.
Never drop your nuts. Make sure you always know where your nuts are at.
Always wear a nice hat. You know, the one thing, every time I build a bike, or every time I built a bike, the one thing I don't ever know for certain is whether or not that person's actually going to ever fucking ride that bike. Get a lot of that.
I can't say I've put as many miles on this thing as I've wanted to.
I would say that you've actually rode this compared to some people.
The biggest thing for me is like, it's cool with no speedo and none of that shit, but it's hard to ride by yourself if you have none of that. And then
You're always following somebody.
I get sketched out not having turn signals in the back or like a bigger brake light because everybody is on their phone these days.
Yep. Well, do you have a mirror?
No mirrors, nothing. So I bought a
different one that you don't ever get used to not having a mirror.
no.
It's weird.
You know, you're trying to watch your back all the time, and yeah.
Your shoulder constant.
Yeah, I bought a new, for my other bike, I've got that quad lock phone mount, which should bolt right here, and then I can put my phone on, so at least I'll have a speedometer.
Yep.
Because it's like...
Well, and you could get really fancy and put like a little rear camera on your
You could have
on your phone with the...
I've got a rear view camera. But yeah, it's like, you never know if somebody's just about to asshole you when you're on this thing. It's like, the tail light, you know, it's the size of a quarter.
Right? You're not seeing that.
Yeah.
No?
So I'm always using my hand signals or whatever.
Did I make this one or did you buy
No,
this
I
one?
bought that. I think
Okay.
I
I was copying them for a little while. I wasn't selling them or nothing, but guys were like, hey, can you make me one of those? Like, yeah.
believe it was after hours choppers, maybe.
That sounds about right. Titmouse?
Yep. I
Yep.
think that's what it was.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. You have to try getting one of those tent rigs. Have you seen those tent rigs?
It just comes off the side of it?
Yeah.
Yes. I plan to do that. Don't tell them all my secrets.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how nice of a pad you can get. I'll have to show you some of that seat foam I got. I figured you could cut a piece of that seat foam if you have to lay outside and sleep on the ground or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah. That might be a pain to pack.
Hey, roll up real good.
There's not a whole lot of space right here
Right?
for a roll. That, and I did that, and then I had my tent on my handlebars the last time I went out.
Yeah, your bedroll and your
Yeah.
tent and bedroll, tent, and socks. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you really need. Socks.
That's one of the downsides of YouTube is I got to carry a bunch of freaking camera gear around.
Yeah. You almost need a whole... You're going to need a whole camera crew someday.
Oh. I don't want to say I hope to never get there, but I feel like that just takes away from the vibe of it sometimes when you got somebody else filming you all the time.
Community and,
Yeah.
Well, and it's the kind of the gonzo journalism style of living. Yep. Did you feel it grab when it melted together? Uh-oh. Sometimes you can kind of feel things move. Sometimes. Mild steel. Your welding chopper stuff too. Don't get fancy with your welding rod. Just use mild steel because it's softer. If you use stainless, it'll crack. Use some hard stuff. It doesn't need to be hard. You just got to stick. Frame's gonna flex, especially a hardtail like this.
You want a little bit of flex in the
The
frame.
whole thing's gonna flex. You don't want it rigid. Yep.
Well, it looks good.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks like it's where it's supposed to be.
Yep. Yeah, the bottom right here is, they're about the same.
Feel free to edit any of my philosophy way the fuck out of all that. Okay. I was wondering, does it like cut out with the bright light?
It shouldn't. If it does, I got other cameras.
Pretty nice.
Minty?
That's pretty nice. A little bit of.
That looks good.
Little bit of. It looks like I haven't touched a welder in 6 months, but that's okay.
Looks way better than I would have done, dude. I was worried that if I tried to do this, I'd blow right through the exhaust pipe.
Yeah, there's always that too. There's always
That's
that
pretty
too.
thin material.
Right.
I'm running, you know, all I've got right now is flux core garbage. So
Well, and the first thing I was thinking when he said that broke, I was like, well, was it the little bracket that we had on there, or was it the pipe? Because if it's the pipe, we can't get thicker pipe. But if
Yeah.
it's that bracket, we can make a little bit thicker bracket, and we can toughen it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a little bit of extra around that bottom side though, just to toughen it up. You get around that corner and then it doesn't have a place for that. Start cracking when it's.
Oh yeah.
What's the good thing it didn't happen while you were somewhere?
I mean, I think that wire would have held pretty well. That would have been my fix on the road if I noticed it before I got home.
You'd have made it.
Yeah, I mean, I made it all the way home with it rattling, as far as I know. Like, I have no idea when it broke.
I know. They all break eventually.
Yeah.
Well, chopper stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna make it as good as you can, but it's a chopper, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a chopper. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, this is one of those things that I'll never sell. I mean, it's the first, like, that's the most build I've ever done on anything. First bike I built. Well, I mean, he had a huge hand in this, but
Well, that's that's one of those philosophical things. It's like it's your bike, just your design. You know, you came up with all the parts that were going on it. You know what you wanted, but there's that fill-in. That's pretty much when anytime you build a bike, there's those little hurdles. You don't know what you're doing with the mechanical, or you don't know what you're doing with the welding, and that's where you need friends. And it's not a bad thing to get 4 or 5 friends if you build a chopper.
yeah.
You go real nice and smooth. You don't have to be that guy. You don't have to be the superhero. You know, get your chopper on the road, ride it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it. Go ride it.
Yeah. What do they say? The thing that makes them the coolest is the miles, not.
Oh yeah,
The
and
crap
you're
that you put on it.
gonna have 1,000 stories from building that bike. But if you go ride it, you're gonna have 1,000,000 stories.
Yeah.
It's just that much more. Yep, it just adds to it. It just adds to it. When you get old, you can park it in the living room and look at it. Do it
Yep.
then. Yep. Your back will give out eventually.
Yeah.
Fun. Cool. All right, enough philosophy. What a thing.
It's good philosophy.
Good philosophy.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, maybe some stuff you can use, maybe not. I've thought about that for a long time too, is a guy should just be recording everything so that you've got a whole bunch of catalog of stuff to put in your videos.
Well, I've talked about it before in my videos, but like just looking back on different stuff, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot about this, or oh man, that was such an awesome trip. And then, you know, one of my buddies, Travis, that's got the shovel head out in Milwaukee.
Yeah?
One of the dudes, and he was in a bunch of videos. He ended up getting like a brain infection, and he just passed away.
Oh no.
And so like they sat down and they watched a bunch of videos.
He was all there.
Yeah, and so it was like,
yeah.
it's cool for him to be able to go back and look at that and like relive those moments.
Oh, there's a lot of nostalgia, even with this.
Yeah.
You figure 2014.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, every time like a memory comes up with this of building it, it's like, holy shit, I can't believe it's been that long.
Oh, and I was in a completely different world, and I was traveling around the world. I was working for some famous, I won't name names, but I was working for some famous bike builders at that time, and I just got done being on the road and come back and did this, and it was like I was fresh coming off of hanging out with famous people, and it's like, cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Get out in the world. It's cool.
Well, I think that's that for that. Got the old Nebraska quarter in the oil cap. But yeah. Any last words of wisdom?
Stay brown down.
All right, guys, I'm gonna close this one out here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We actually got one thing completed. This is running and riding. I got to put a new registration sticker on it, and we'll probably get this thing out within a couple of weeks for a video. I don't think it'll be the next one, but we'll get out there and run it down the road. So if you thought it was cool, hit the thumbs up.
Firestone.
And as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.